Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but I've been meaning to, so I'm going to do a little film review. The film, sorry, I've left my speakers on. Uh, Not very professional. Um, um, the film's called As Above, So Below, a horror film. Now, I quite enjoyed this film. I'll tell you why. The plot is good. I quite like the plot. There's not that much to it, basically. There's this young female archaeologist who's doing a bit of an Indiana Jones type thing and looking for the philosopher's stone. Philosopher. Oh, I can't say that. It's terrible. Philosopher's. The philosopher's stone. This stone. If anybody's watched Full Metal Alchemist, they will know what I'm trying to say. Philosopher's stone. That's it. I got there in the end. And anyway, she's going to raiding tombs and stuff to try to find out where it is. She's obviously clever as heck. She's got lots of PhDs, master degrees, and knows like several languages. And she gets her team together to look for the stone. And in the catacombs under Paris. Now, obviously, normally a horror film would start with 10 minutes of introduction, and then it start getting creepy, and then the proper scares come in, half an hour, 45 minutes in. This film is quite short, and for about 3/4 of it, it's just her getting her team together and working out where the stone is. So it does come across quite a lot more like Indiana Jones and the Da Vinci Code type of thing going on before the actual horror starts. Now, obviously, it's not as good as Indiana Jones or the Da Vinci Code. It's not as clever as Da Vinci Code and stuff, but it is still pretty cool and interesting. Now, the team, she gets together with another professor / scientist who's very clever and got all these degrees and stuff. And this is my first gripe. He's also about her age. She's in her early 20s, and he's in his early 20s. And obviously, her story is that her father pushed her really hard to, get all these degrees and things, and he was looking for the stone himself, and that's why she's looking for it. And he killed himself, and things like that. So that's the main gist of the story. Now, obviously, once they start getting into the catacombs, that's when the horror starts. Now, the horror is immense. I say immense. It starts off immense. The kind of atmosphere it has, and the kind of build-up. Because obviously the scares don't come in until quite late. The build-up, they're obviously hinting at the horrors within as myths and stuff. And obviously when you see the signs that the myths are true and stuff, it starts building and building and building. Like there's little like just little things like they come across a piano down underground, and they're like, what's going on? And there's a phone ringing, and they find the phone, and it's like an old 1950s type, 40s type phone, and they're all like, what the hell's going on, type of thing. And then obviously the more gruesome and hideous creatures appear a bit later on, and they find the stone. And it's got supposedly have magical powers and things. and they obviously get trapped inside, and all these horrible monsters come after them and stuff. Now, some of the monsters are pretty damn awesome. They're pretty damn scary. But at other times, they just... This is the thing with this film. It's got so much potential to be an amazing horror film, but it doesn't quite get there. It's the horror. Some of the scares are awesome, and the build-up is awesome, and basically little bits of build-up, like the sound effects, as like they're going through the tunnels, and there's this massive like droning sound. If you've ever seen Hellraiser 2, when they come out into the hell kind of like city, and you see the big landscape of it all and how far it goes and stuff, that little sound effects you hear during that bit, it's kind of similar to that, and it just the sound effects and stuff and little touches, and obviously some of the creatures would just made it just amazingly scary and made your imagination run away with you. But once obviously some of the more that it showed more than maybe it should have, and some of the scares weren't as scary as they should have been, and like I said, the main gripe with the two scientists being really young, and it's not quite believable them being that young and that having that amount of knowledge and that many degrees and stuff like that. And yeah, I wanted this to be better. I could kind of see myself seeing what they could have done better, and it had so much potential that I kind of want to give it a really high score, but it just fails in some departments that it really shouldn't, and they could be greatly improved. And sadly, I'm gonna have to give it like a 7, I think, out of 10, just because the missed potential that was there, they just missed out on. If they corrected some of the stuff, like making the characters a bit older, which would make it a bit more believable, and some of the not showing so much of the scares, and maybe making some of the other scares a bit more scarier, I would have given this a good 9 out of 10. So it missed out on a couple of points there. So yeah, that was a rather rubbish review of As Above, So Below. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.